Hello and welcome. So, in IPv4, the network address and the broadcast address are special types of addresses used in networking to define the boundaries of network and facilitate communication within that network. So, talking of network address, friends, this is the address used to identify the network itself. It's the lowest possible address in the range of addresses allocated to a network. So, this address is used to indicate the network as a whole and not any specific device on that network. And coming to broadcast address, this is the address used to send data to all the devices within a network. It is the highest possible address in the range of addresses allocated to a network. So, any data sent to the broadcast address will be received by all the devices on that network. So, friends, let's understand this in depth and find out how to get a network address and broadcast address from any given IP in class A, B, or C. Thank you. So, here in this section, let's talk about network and broadcast addresses. So, let's quickly look at the theory part of it. So, friends, network and broadcast addresses. So, network address is represented with all bits as 0 in the host portion of the address, and broadcast address is represented with all bits as ones in the host portion of the address. And the valid IP addresses lie between the network address and the broadcast address. So consider class C. This is my octet format. So here, this is the host portion. If I make all of them 0, I get the network address. The broadcast section, to get the broadcast address, again this is the host portion, and if I make all of them as ones, I'm going to get the broadcast address. So class C, if I consider an IP address 192.168.1 dot something, 1.0 is going to be the network address. 1.255 is going to be my broadcast address, and the valid IPs that I can use within this range start with 192.168.1.1 and end with 1.254. So friends, these are the only valid addresses that I can assign to a computer on the network. So in the number of networks and number of hosts calculation, you might have understood that we are subtracting two IPs, right? So what those two IPs are? So the two IPs are nothing but the network address and the host and the broadcast address of each class or each IP range. So moving to class B, octet format n.n.h.h. So making all the bits as 0 in the host section would give me the network address. Making all the host portion bits as 1 would give me the broadcast address. So the valid range would be like this. So the network address for this particular IP is 172.16.0.0, and the broadcast address would be 172.16.255.255. So the valid range would be 0.1 to 255.254. Of course, with 172.16.255.254. Same thing, let's calculate for class A. So network address, there are three, there is only one network address and three host fields. And if I make all those host fields once, I'm going to get the broadcast address. So here, if I make all the host bits as 0, this is going to be my network address. Host bits as ones, I'm going to get the broadcast address. So if I consider an IP starting with 10 dot something dot something dot something, so the starting IP or the valid IP would be 10.0.0.1 to 10.255.255.254. So we are going to get a huge number of IPs within this particular range. So friends, with this we understood how to calculate the network ID and broadcast ID of any given IP address. The next section would be on whether a computer can be connected to some other computer and what is the prerequisite as we have just discussed about network ID. So see you in the next session. Thank you.